the deadly radon gas. And it goes on. Where does Austin, Texas get the fluoride that we pay $1 million+ a year for to be put in our water? See, they'd have to pay to put that in a toxic waste dump, but instead we pay to drink it. It comes out of Florida. It comes out of famous mining areas where they did most of the mining for the original atomic bomb. Now, you can sit there with a yuppie news reporter and explain all that to them, and they just don't connect. They're like, do you understand? They're not just putting fluoride in the water. And you look at them straight in the eyes. I've done this before. And they'll go, but fluoride's good for your teeth. And I go, listen, let's say fluoride's good for you, which it isn't. Doubles cancer in the bones, on and on. Do you understand that there's arsenic, lead, mercury, uranium, radium? That the toxic waste that they can't put in fertilizer, they put in our water. Do you read me? And they'll just change the subject. They cannot get serious. Do you understand that your children in almost every city where we're fluoridated are drinking uranium? And their answer is just to come out and say, you know, mercury's good for children. Remember Jesse Ventura's TV show last Friday where he's talking to the congressman about the FEMA camps? He goes, well, they're happy children in the FEMA camps. All right, I said I'd take your calls. It's just all so insane. James in Michigan, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good. Got to move quick. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. What I want to bring into light that I haven't heard anybody say, what if this is one of the tactics that the government's doing to control the population because it affects the private area? This could be one of their tactics to control the population because it affects your sperm.
Say that again. I mean, explain to me what you're saying.
Well, like when you go in for an X-ray, they block your private areas. But when you go through that machine, it's wide open.
Yes.
And wouldn't that affect, for you having a kid if you get, radiated so much?
Absolutely. It's eugenics.
Right.
Very well said.
And another thing I'd like to say, too, Alex, real quick, is in Mount Clemens, Michigan, there was a CEO banker that died, and I believe it was all covered up through the system. The examiner that did the exam didn't find a bullet hole in his head. He had a bullet in his lung. And the family took it upon themselves to hire another examiner, and he found a bullet in the back of his head and a bullet in his lung, but yet the other examiner was like, oh, sorry. And he said that, that he committed suicide.
Yeah, the government lies even when the truth would serve them better. By the way, on Alexa.com, they show the hottest website in the world today. The hottest news story in the world is TSA now putting hands down flyers' pants. Drudge Report has made Infowars.com story #1 on the internet. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing to have that happening. And I got a big line of people outside the door. Aaron, what's going on?
Washington has just informed me we are the top story on the web today.
Oh, yeah.
According to Alexa.
Yeah, I'm glad you... That's why I love my office, and I encourage it. They had just told me, and they came running in and telling me the same thing. And, this is so valuable. This is not Lindsay Lohan being the top story. This is not Prince William or Twitly or whatever his name is being coronated with his new bimbo girlfriend. This is a substantive issue. This is so exciting. This is very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. And it's all because of our hard work getting the info out, you spreading the word about the show, and the Drudge Report. Let's talk to Emmanuel in Minnesota. Thanks for holding, Emmanuel.
Hey, how are you doing, Alex?
Good, I'm doing good. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to say thank you for, all the work that you do. It's greatly appreciated. I tell my friends and family that, they have to wake up and smell the coffee, that the government doesn't care about them, and they look at me as if I'm crazy, I'm African-American, and I voted for Ron Paul. Why? Because he was pushing towards the agendas that, need to be looked at. But, of course, they looked at me as if I was crazy when they were looking at the current president and voting for him simply because they look like him. Who's the idiot? But anyway, what I wanted to get at is, I was listening to your show, and you were talking about what's going on at the airports. A best friend of mine, he had an expired ID, and he's from L.A., and he came out here to Minneapolis. And before he got to Minneapolis, they brought him into a room. They stripped him and threatened him. And he told me this. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is this really happened to you? So I'm like, he's like,
yeah. Let me explain. That's confirmed as well. If they can find any excuse. Because don't just think everybody now gets their genitals grabbed. Now they take you behind closed doors and strip you down to your underwear or even naked. And they even have same sex now doing it, or the opposite sex doing it in some of the cases. And so what's the next thing? It's going to be putting their hands inside you.
Huh?
So what did he say they did? Just stripped him down?
No. What happened to me as well, I also went out to L.A. and did the same thing. I had an expired ID, and I wanted to see what would happen. Dragged into a room, stripped. Where are you going? I'm like, you can look at my ticket. Who are you? I'm like...
Well, they strip you to humiliate you. That's in the CIA torture dossiers. Stay there. I want to hear the rest of this.
Is it really possible to get out of debt without payment plans or attorneys? 18 years ago, we developed a program that has made thousands debt-free in just 90 days. It's called Zero Debt in 90 Days, and it works for all credit card debt, medical bills, even collection lawsuits.
When I first joined, I was being sued. So I used the program methods, and after filing one piece of paper, the collection lawsuit was dismissed.
With Zero Debt in 90 days, your success is guaranteed in writing. There is no other program of its kind. Don't be alone when creditors gang up on you. Let our team of experts provide the resources to fight back and stop creditors in only 90 days, guaranteed. Prevent wage garnishments, bank levies, and stop collection calls with our proven program. Call Zero Debt in 90 days now, 800-477-9256, and ask for free information from an expert who also completed our program. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. 800-477-9256 or ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films.
Hurricanes, ice storms, blackouts, and the prospect of civil unrest. When the unexpected happens, will you be ready? Hundreds of concerned citizens across America have already installed wind generators to help protect their families in the event of a disaster. So act now and build your own wind generator with an easy-to-assemble kit from WindBluePower.com. Wind Blue Power carries the best battery charging wind generators and permanent magnet alternators in the country. Our 12-volt wind generator kits are also great for small cabins and campers. And all Wind Blue Power kits qualify for a 30% tax credit. So get your discount now. Go to WINDBLUE Power.com today and enter coupon code RADIO for 5% off. Or simply call 800-976-0026. 800-976-0026. Protect your family's emergency energy needs now at WindBluePower.com.
He's going the distance. He's going for speed. She's all alone.
All right, we're out of time, and I want to finish up with this caller and others. I'm tempted to go into overdrive, and I would if I wasn't under the weather right now. I got into some of this economic news earlier, but report foreclosure mess could threaten banks, AP. The disarray stemming from flawed foreclosure documents could threaten major banks with billions of dollars in losses, deepen the disruption in housing market, and hurt the government's effort to keep people in their homes. It was all done by fraud. It's much worse than they're even saying. And you've got the same thing now going on in Ireland and Portugal. They're going under. Same thing in Greece. Every time they get another bailout, it only makes things worse because it's mathematically impossible to pay all this back. It's been designed to leave only the mega banks still standing. Euro under siege as Portugal hits the panic button. Ireland told take EU bailout or trigger crisis. And then they take EU taxpayer money and give it to the private bankers, paying off the debts. The bankers make this up out of nothing. Then they lobby government to get into debt so they get to come in and take over the real assets. It's elementary. You know, I've done 2 hours and 55 minutes a day and haven't even talked about prisonplanet.tv. Every year in late November, December, we give you 5 months free when you sign up. 5.3 months, if you want to be technical. So you get 5+ months free when you sign up for a year. So you only pay for 6 months. A little more than 6 months, you get 5 months free at prisonplanet.tv. It's your prisonplanet.tv memberships that also fund so much of what we're doing here. We've also got a deal going until Christmas where all of our top titles, buy one, get 3 free. That's going to go until about a week before Christmas. Infowars.com. Or if you got any questions or want to order over the phone, 888-253-3139. This platform is so important in the fight against the globalist. And we're having bigger and bigger success every day waking people up. And thank God we've got your prayers out there or we wouldn't even be on the air. We are under attack in a lot of ways I don't talk about. But I want to thank you all for your support. We couldn't do it without you. But it takes about a minute to sign up at prisonplanet.tv. You can do a trial monthly membership as well. $5.95, or get the year and get 5+ months free at prisonplanet.tv. And you notice now we're adding more and more exclusive interviews there. We're adding more and more expanded interviews. You don't just get to watch the live radio show and video streaming. I mean, it's just prisonplanet.tv has never been better than it is now, and we only intend to make it better. Briefly finishing up, and I'm sorry to all the other callers, to Emmanuel in Minnesota. So you then tried to fly out to L.A. Briefly, what did they do to you? How much did they strip off? What did they say to you?
Well, when I was at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, it began there because my friend told me, he said, look, when I got to the LAX, you won't believe what they did to me. And when he got here, they did the same thing to him. So when I got to the airport, you know, here I am, just an average American citizen. No, I'm not a criminal. I don't have a criminal background. No,
it's East Germany. No, it's any excuse to train their goons to do this. We're almost out of time. What happened to you?
Well, I was strip searched, like I said, and I was asked that I'm going to make a report on you guys. And they said, well, you can't report to anyone. You get on the plane or you just leave now. I'm like, look, you just grabbed my, my genitals here with force. Obviously, they...
Let's be specific. Did they completely strip you down?
Not completely strip me down. Forced their hands all around my genitals, all around my buttocks, grabbing me by force. That's what happened.
And again, it's thugs violating you like a dog urinating on another dog. Just pure evil. God bless you. Call me back again and tell me the rest of the story. We're out of time. Great job to the crew on this live Tuesday edition. I'll be back live tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central. We're going to come back at Infowars.com and the restreams and get into everything that's happening. And again, I'll see you back tomorrow. Got some big guests coming up the next few days.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the Silver Lungs system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the Silver Lungs generator. Not only does the Silver Lungs system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, It also comes equipped with the proper applicators